The first witness in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial, Zandile Khumalo, has taken to the stand. The trial has started from scratch under a new judge following Judge Tshifhiwa Maumela's suspension. Khumalo has detailed the events leading up to the murder of the soccer star, some of them. Earlier, all the suspects pleaded not guilty to the charges leveled against them. We take a look at proceedings so far and the tone of the proceedings. Nthabiseng Dubazana is a legal analyst and she joins us now to look at this. And Nthabiseng, as always, thank you very much for your time. What have you made of the tone of proceedings with the state moving the witness along in terms of certain information? Just give us an overall picture of what happened on the day.
So the state is avoiding that hearsay evidence be admitted into record, or that there's objections to hearsay evidence. So in other words, when the witness kept saying that we received a message from my mom, who then said we should, that's when the objection for Memsholo came in to say that it's hearsay evidence. The witness is not going to be called to come and confirm that information. So what they're trying to do is focus simply on the facts of what happened from her version of events and deal with that the way that it is. And by virtue of the 220 admissions that were made, it cuts the issues that are in dispute significantly, because in the previous matter, if you recall, there were no 220 admissions made. It was simply a situation wherein everything is disputed, and they're going to dispute the matter is going to be held in the sense that we're going to be questioning each and every single item of evidence.
Because that's just it. Even though we are starting, or they are starting anew, and the judge yesterday mentioning that, well, the things of the past will be the things of the past. We start from scratch. Such objections were not raised before because she was able to mention other detail that has been left out this time. Does that have an impact at all, or will that come up when the defense then has a turn to question her?
Yes, it depends on how the trajectory of the examination in chief will go and how the defense will want to deal with their cross-examination. So unfortunately, they can't rely on anything that was said previously. It's as if that never happened in the first place. So they will have to somehow try and maneuver around the questioning to avoid saying, but you said in the last time, but deal with it as if it's the first time that they're hearing the evidence being laid in the court today.
The defense was also speaking about what the case involves, and that also takes a look at a trial within a trial. What do we need to understand about that?
So a trial within a trial is when there's a dispute of fact, but that can be determined by bringing persons in. So usually, let's say a statement was made by Nthabiseng, and then Nthabiseng is denying that she deposed to that statement, that her signature was not hers, and all of those things. Then what would happen is that the person who took down the statement on behalf of Nthabiseng would be called in to confirm that yes, it was Nthabiseng that was there. I'm the one who took down the statement, and I helped her sign this information. That is where the trial within the trial will then go on. So there's something that is not really agreed upon, and therefore the people who were involved in that particular situation are going to be called to confirm certain things, and then once that is done and dusted, then we continue with the main trial.
Okay, they also mentioned that they'll be taking a look at a number of exhibits, the state that is, from Exhibit A to Exhibit L, about 12, and we can't imagine that this is like 1 or 2 pages. Does this indicate we're in it for the long haul, given that there's urgency on this matter?
Definitely. At this stage, I think I'm happy with the fact that there were 220 admissions that were made, because a lot of things we can now forget about them. They were admitted, we're moving on. So we're only dealing with the sequence of events. So in other words, we are dealing with who is the one who actually pulled the trigger, and was it intentional, was it not intentional, and therefore negligent? Are we going to be dealing with leading evidence in terms of culpable homicide? What is it that we're going to be dealing with? So we're just dealing with the facts of what happened. Any other thing on the side has been done away with, and we hope that going forward, that's exactly what's going to happen. We focus on what happened on the day.
Nthabiseng Dubazana is a legal analyst. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your time this afternoon.